Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Tappan Street Gymnasium here on the campus of Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of a volleyball doubleheader today, but we're going to start with JV action here, JV boys volleyball between the visiting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Like I said, we got a little bit of a doubleheader here. This our matinee opener, as it were, as we'll have the varsity matchup coming right after this one. And folks, I am not alone on the broadcast today. Joining me for both matches today here on the mic, my color commentator for the first set, and he's going to be making his volleyball play-by-play debut in the second and possibly third set of this JV match. Everyone give it up for Brookline High freshman Sam Lowenstein. Sam, you ready for about 5 to 8 sets of some fun volleyball action here today?
Definitely, Jesse. It's going to be awesome. Brookline having a great season, especially on the varsity front, as they've gotten off to a 10-0 start after a great win against Walpole, where they won easily in 3 sets. A lot of backups and JV players getting playing time in that one.
And we're going to see a lot of those JV players playing in this one here today, as against a tougher opponent like Natick. It's going to be a lot more concentrated of the top talent getting playing time at the varsity level. But, like you said, Sam, though you can't count out those JV guys because of how well they have been playing throughout the season as well. These two teams faced off in Natick back on April 3rd, both JV and varsity getting the sweep wins. JV winning 2-0 in the best-of-3 match. They won those sets by scores of 25-18 and 25-21 in JV. Varsity getting the sweep as well. But for now, our focus is on JV. You guys can see on the scoreboard clock there on the on the opposite wall of where we're shooting from that we got a little over 7 minutes before we get this one underway. And so I'd like to take a moment and go through the rosters for the two teams coming into today. Now, last time I covered Natick JV, there were a few numbers that I couldn't quite account for, and unfortunately I wasn't able to fill in those gaps completely, but we're going to do the best we can with what we have. So going real quick for the roster for Natick, going in order of jersey number. First off, we have number 1, Jaden Chow. Number 2, Noah Chin. Number 3 was a player I didn't quite get the name for. Number 5 is Kyle Eng. Number 7, Daniel Brasco. Number 9, Jason Stracuzzi. Number 10, another one I wasn't sure about. Number 11, Henry Engelman. Number 14, another one I didn't get the name for. Number 15, Quentin Lord. Number 17, Benjamin Antunes. Number 20, didn't quite get. And then number 25, Phineas Rando, head coach of the Natick High JV1 boys volleyball team is Bob Harless. So that is the roster for Natick's JV1 team. Now, as we see Brookline warming up in their white jerseys with red jersey numbers, let's go through the roster for the hosting Warriors. Going in order of jersey number for the Brookline JV1 boys volleyball team, first off we have a junior, number 2, Merrick Steen. Next, another junior, number 8, Matt Rosales. A sophomore, number 11, Ben Zoe. A junior, number 14, Henry Perdue. A sophomore, number 22, Jack Castro. A freshman, number 24, Will Kiger. A sophomore, number 25, Ivan Epworth. A freshman, number 27, Max Wong. A sophomore, number 30, Ryan Chang. A junior, number 36, Jed O'Donnell. A sophomore, number 46, Henry White. A junior, number 86, Noah Martin. and a freshman, number 88, Luis Suarez. Head coach of the Brookline High JV1 boys volleyball team is Justin Suhu. So those are the rosters coming into this JV matchup. I see one of our regulars in the live chat, Bowani, otherwise known as Brookline High boys volleyball class of 2024 graduate Rowan Miller, tuning in, saying, "Yo, Jesse, happy to see you tuning in, Rowan. Hope you enjoy the JV action here, and I hope you're able to stick around for the varsity action afterwards." But that's a perfect display of what I was hoping to talk about in a sec there, which is that we always encourage audience participation in the live chat during these live streams. No matter what it is you'd like to say, it could be as simple as "Go Brookline," a shout out to a specific player, or letting us know where it is you're tuning in from, anything like that, fun stuff like that. Or it could be more important stuff if you notice anything wrong with the video or the audio. Maybe the video is getting choppy, maybe the audio is in and out, or maybe you want the brightness of the camera to be raised or lowered so you get a better picture of the action here, because I can adjust that manually. For indoor action, I manually adjust the brightness of the camera as opposed to the auto settings. I put it on for outdoor action to accommodate the changing sunlight. But all of that, and then of course, if I'm mispronouncing any names, then I encourage people to correct me in the live chat. Or if you're not able to access YouTube's live chat system, then I encourage you to send me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. But like I always say, you're not bothering me. You're not being a burden. If you correct a name, you're doing me a favor, and you're helping me bring the best quality coverage I possibly can to these student athletes here, which is what I want to do when I do this job. I want to do the best I possibly can and give the honor and respect due to these hardworking student athletes by, saying their names correctly. And also, it just takes a little notch off the old anxiety to know that I'm getting a name right after I've been corrected, as opposed to just hoping that my first guess is correct. Rowan letting us know that he's tuning in from his college dorm out in Worcester. Love it. Love to see it, Rowan. Hope you're enjoying things out in college. Hope the college life has been treating you well out in Central Mass. We got a little less than 10 minutes underway here, and Sam, I believe this is your first time covering JV boys volleyball. Is that correct? Because we've done a couple of varsity matches in years past together, but I think this is your first time doing JV volleyball. Is that correct?
Yeah, Jesse, we've done a couple of varsity games, and BHS, they've played well in the games that we've called. It's been a lot of close games, though, not a lot of blowouts for the Warriors, and still, first JV game yet.
Yes, I think you're going to be in for a treat here, because Brookline is such a deep program in terms of volleyball. Both Brookline and Natick, year in and year out, they are competitive squads, and part of that is that they train up these guys from JV, and it's kind of a running joke that Coach Justin has with this JV squad. He likes to refer to them as the Varsity 2 team, because he feels like a lot of those guys are good enough to be varsity players. But because Brookline is such a strong program, they kind of get bumped down to the JV level. But we saw a few of those guys, particularly Will Kiger, Luis Suarez, and Henry White, getting some action in the varsity match against Walpole, taking advantage of the extra playing time. But we'll see what they can do here today. And you're also going to see, I think, a lot more rotation, a lot more showing off of the depth, because with JV, it's all about getting guys playing time and, showing the coaches what their strengths and weaknesses are that they can work on or that they can elevate up to the next level in the years to come. So you're going to see a lot more rotation. You're going to see two different setters for this Brookline JV squad. Luis Suarez and Max Wong tend to swap in and out as the team's two setters. You're going to see different liberos. Jed O'Donnell and Ryan Chang tend to swap in and out as the liberos between sets. So you're going to see a lot of fun volleyball action here today. As the starting 6 coming out onto the floor. For Brookline, we see Ryan Cheng, the libero, coming out with Ben Zoe, number 11, Will Kiger, number 24, Ivan Epworth, number 25, number 8, Matt Rosales, and number 88, Luis Suarez. For Natick, it looks like the opening serve is going to be sent over by number 14, who unfortunately I do not have the name for, but still going to do the best we can with what we have, like we always do.
Jesse, Kiger put up 19 kills in that last game. Or am I wrong?
That's wrong. But the action is underway here. Natick setting things up. A spike is blocked, but blocked wide. Epworth got a good hand on it, but it is going to be a kill for number 15, Quentin Lord, as Natick takes the first point of the match.
There, Epworth did everything right, just had the angle a bit too far to the side to hit it out.
This serve received by Ryan Cheng, set by Luis Suarez. The spike side to side, but dug out by number 1, Jaden Chow. They set it up in a block back by Rosales, but Natick recovers. They set it up for Lord again. The roll shot gets off of Epworth's hands again. He's had some tough luck there, some good ideas defensively, just not getting the bounces.
Well, that time Epworth just a bit far back, unable to tap it forward, and Lord just enough on it.
Serve from 14 is dug out by Zoe, bumped up by Suarez. Kiger, the roll shot, dug out by Chow. Chased down by 14, set up a tap over, recovered by Epworth, set by Suarez. Rosales spike, deflected, sent over on 1 by number 11, Henry Engelman. Second hit chased down by Suarez, long spike Kiger, and he launches it too far. Natick off to a strong start here, 3-0.
And Jesse, Brookline's done everything right, really, in these first 3 points. They've had the opportunities, just unable to capitalize.
This serve taken by Zoe, set by Suarez. Epworth out of the middle gets Brookline's first kill of the day.
And there it is finally for Brookline. Epworth getting in between 2 of the blockers up front for Brookline's first point.
First kill of the day for Brookline going to Ivan Epworth. Luis Suarez with his first assist. This serve from Suarez is received by number 10. They set it up, and a spike cross court taken by Zoe, bumped up by Suarez, bumped over by Cheng, and confusion, and Brookline gets the point. Ryan Cheng, the libero, getting the kill off of Natick's confusion.
Well, it looked like Quentin Lord just touched it a little bit. It was also a tough play for him. Nearly couldn't tell if it was inbounds or out of bounds, right on that line.
Suarez, another serve, received by Chow, set by 14. Number 3, the spike blocked back by Epworth, but Natick recovers, and it's sent over, received by Zoe, bumped up by Suarez. Kiger, the spike, deflected and taken by 14, bumped up by Chow, but off the ceiling, and 14 just barely gets it over the net cord. Taken by Epworth, set by Suarez. Spike Rosales, got the deflection for the kill.
Rosales there, it looked like if that deflection had happened, it would have gone out of bounds. They're Brookline getting a break, but they have had the upper hand in these first 6 points.
All even now through these first 6 points, 3-3. Suarez on serve once again. This one a little shallow, but taken by 14. Bumped up by number 11, Henry Engelman. Sent over and received by Cheng, set by Suarez. Spike Kiger. Oh, just missed it long.
Well, that one just a bit too far. Will Kiger getting in good positioning. Again, Luis Suarez getting the minutes here at the beginning, but Max Wong also a setter for Brookline.
Quentin Lord sending it over for the Red Hawks, taken by Cheng, set by Suarez. Kiger flies again, and this time delivers for his first kill.
Well, the Warriors making an effort to have their hitters go to both sides and switch it up, catching Natick off balance. Kiger playing on the left side this time after hitting from the right.
Yep, that's the thing about volleyball. You rotate around in a circle so the best hitters can make it work from all sides. Matt Rosales, the serve, taken by Chow, set by 14, and a tap over, dug out by Epworth, sent over on 2 by a diving Cheng, sent over on 1 by Chow, and tapped right down by Ben Zoe.
Ben Zoe hit it with the side of his hand there, perfectly down. Not the conventional hit, Jesse, but it works out for the Warriors.
Sometimes you get chaotic points, and you just got to work with what comes to you. Good read there by Ben Zoe, good awareness, and good awareness from Epworth and Cheng to keep that ball alive off the net cord to give them that chance. Rosales, the serve, received by 10, set by 14. Spike by Engelman is dug out by Rosales, set by Suarez, and bumped over by Zoe. Set now by 14. Spike blocked back, Ivan Epworth.
Epworth right in the middle there, just tapping it down. And now Brookline, really the points are coming out of their play more after going down 3-0.
Ivan Epworth, after a couple of failed blocks early, he delivers with his first of the day there. This serve received by 10, set by 14. Spike off the net cord and wide. Was there a deflection, though? They say there was a deflection. And so that point's going to go to Natick. First kill of the day for number 3, who unfortunately I also don't have the name for. And Coach Justin Suhu, a little confused by the call there. He's saying it went off the net cord and didn't go off the blocker. The official saying it went off a blocker's fingertips as well as off the net cord. Or wait, I think they won that appeal.
It looked like it came off the net cord and then sort of made its way along the net before going out with no contact.
And that's what they rule as Brookline wins the appeal. The serve taken by 10, set by 14. The tap by Engelman gets through. Epworth couldn't quite get a good block on that one, and Henry Engelman with his first kill of the day.
Well, for Natick, some of their softer hits have worked better for them here in the early game.
This serve received by Chang, set by Suarez. Spike Kiger is blocked back, recovered by Epworth, chased down by Chang. Long shot by Zoe, received by 14, set by 3, 10. The spike delivered perfectly to the corner there. And it looks like actually it wasn't a one appeal by Brookline. It was they got the mulligan. And so that point where we were confused about who got the point, it actually didn't count. But number 10 getting his first kill of the day to tie us up at 6. This serve here received a bit awkwardly by Cheng, pushed up by Rosales, spiked by Zoe, goes long.
Brookline have had a couple of those where they hit it a bit too far, trying to go from side to side. Natick has had more success, but it's because they've been playing at tougher angles, and they've had to hit it that hard.
Serve received by Cheng, set by Suarez, tap over by Zoe, blocked back, but he touched the net. Violation on number 3 there gives Brookline the point and evens us up at 7.
Brookline have benefited from a couple of these. They haven't had a lot of unforced errors themselves.
Now Epworth on serve. Dug out awkwardly by 10, bumped up by Lord, pushed over by 3, but an illegal hit. He got a little too under that one, almost kind of gripped it with his hands there with how much he tried to get some extra pushing force on that one. Brookline up 8-7. Epworth serve, dug out by Chow, set by 14. 10, the spike blocked back, recovered, set up, and I think they called an illegal double hit. That play might go down on the stat sheet as an unforced or as an error for Natick, but still kind of a forced error by a strong block from Brookline. Epworth serve, taken by 10, set by 14. Lord the spike from the back, and he whiffs on it.
Well, Jesse, especially at this JV level, unforced errors can be a huge killer, and Brookline has been way more consistent. That's 3 straight points off either a missed shot or unforced error for the Warriors.
Scoreboard currently showing 9-7. I have it as 10-7.
And then the referee gave the point to Brookline after.
Well, we've got an ace here. And that's an ace for Ivan Epworth. This serve dug out by 10, set by 14. 3, the spike gets through, barely dug out by Suarez, pushed forward by Rosales, sent over by Zoe, taken by 3, set by 14, bumped over by 10, taken by Rosales, set by Suarez, punched by Kiger, but blocked back by 10. And so, yeah, I had Brookline with one more point than I guess they were supposed to have, as it's now 10-8 off the block from number 10. A little confusing, but it's okay. Serve here from 3, taken by Rosales, bumped up by Suarez. Zoe going to try it, and Zoe's going to get it.
Well, Jesse, in the Brookline rugby game, we had all the confusion with that score, so now I guess that's continuing here, but
great spike from Ben Zoe. It was a long, less than ideal pass from Luis Suarez, but he still picks up his 5th assist as Zoe times that up perfectly for his 2nd kill of the day. And now they've corrected the score. Now it's 12-8. Dug out by Chow, set up by 3, punched over by 14, received by Cheng, set by Max Wong in the game. This spike from Zhou, deflected but could not be followed up. Ben Zhou with 3 kills.
And Brookline's been able to divert the attention from Benzo a lot with a lot of their other players. That's given him a lot of opportunities now with 3 kills.
13-8. And that was also the first assist of the day for Max Wong, who is now taking the serve as the team's setter. His serve received a bit awkwardly by Chow, but chased down by 10 and bumped over by 14. Taken by Rosales, set by Wong. Henry White out of the middle with a powerful shot there for his first kill.
Well, the short sets have worked out well for Brookline. On a lot of those longer sets, they've either hit it too hard or Natick's had time to adjust to get 2 of their blockers, but they are a perfect quick set, and the Warriors now up by 6.
Wong, another serve, received by Chow, set by 3, 10, the spike, barely dug out by Rosales, followed up by Chang and bumped over by Wong. Taken by Chow, set by 3, spike is blocked by White but pushed over on the second effort. Recovered by Zhou, set by Wong, roll shot there by Merrick Steen, and an illegal double hit on Natick there, and Brookline now leading by 7. I think that's 8 unanswered points for the Warriors here.
And again, it's been due to a lot of those mistakes that Natick have made, even when Brookline hasn't had to force them.
Wong, the serve, taken by 10, and 3 could not keep it alive. Not a full ace, but still a bad receive from number 10 off the serve from Wong, and a timeout is going to be called by Natick as Brookline firmly in control in the first set here, 16-8.
And Jesse, the thing about a team like Brookline is they have so much depth that as the game goes on and any other team takes out their starters, Brookline still has a deep bench. Good example being Luis Suarez and Max Wong, both good setters. If you take out one, there's the other.
Absolutely. Those 2 setters, the last time they faced off against this Natick JV squad, the 2 freshman setters for Brookline combined for 18 assists, 11 from Suarez, 7 from Wong. So far in this match, 5 assists for Suarez and 2 for Wong. And, just a great spread of talent here. We got some notes in the live chat from Rowan Miller saying Will Kiger has some insane potential, and also let's go Ivan, as Ivan Epworth has had a pretty nice start to the day. 1 kill, 1 ace, 1 block. Will Kiger with 1 kill, but Ben Zhou leading the hitters so far for Brookline with 3 kills after he got 7 to lead the team against Natick last time. Out of the timeout, Wong back on serve, taken by Chow, set by 3, spike 10, blocked wide, and Natick comes out of the timeout with a point.
Well, Natick, you could tell before that timeout, it seemed that their energy was a little bit zapped, and Brookline was able to control the momentum with those unanswered points.
This serve received by Cheng, set by Wong. Steen taps it down the line. Great control by Merrick Steen for his first kill of the day.
Merrick Steen coming out of nowhere. Natick looked like they were setting up in the middle more for a short set. Merrick Steen able to hit it on the long ball.
Yeah, and it looked like they were preparing for a lot of those cross-court hits that they've mostly been doing, but he decides to go down the line. Great awareness. Ben Zhou now on serve, received by Chow, bumped up by 3, punched into the net by Lord, as that pass just a little further out in front than he would have liked. Brookline up 18-9.
Now Brookline continuing to apply the pressure, and after that point from Natick, it seems like it's most of the same, Jesse, from Brookline, this JV squad in control.
Zhou back on serve, sends it over, and received awkwardly, but followed up well by Lord. But, not followed up well by Lord. They call the double hit. And, Sam, a lot of these unforced errors for Natick are just starting from some less than ideal service receives. It just puts them off their rhythm for every hit in their sequences.
Seemed that the ball spun off the hand of Jaden Chow there. There was nothing Lord could do about it.
Zhou's serve, he went for the fastball there, and it backfired as it goes into the net. But Brookline, they got to be feeling pretty comfortable if they're firing hard shots like that.
Definitely, Jesse, and if that, more really the fact that that's what Natick is getting points on. It's not that they're winning rallies necessarily.
This one's set by Wong for Steen, blocked back. Steen recovers, set by Wong. Rosales tries the roll shot. Great top spin from Matt Rosales for his first kill.
There, Matt Rosales able to adjust against Natick. It looked like they were preparing for a line shot, and Rosales just flung it off his hand, able to hit a soft cross-court ball spinning.
And my mistake, second kill of the day for Matt Rosales as they set up for Engelman. This one deflected, received by Zoe, set by Wong, spike out of the middle, and Epworth sails it, no deflection.
And Epworth just hitting that one a bit too hard. Brookline has had a lot of success, Jesse, on those short sets, but that time, just a small mistake, but the team still all smiles.
This serve received by Rosales, set by Wong. Steen flies again, and Steen gets the kill. That is his second.
And Merrick Steen able to send it cross court, even with the deflection, a hard hit. And it seems that Brookline is just, they've been able to hold control of the game ever since they got out to a lead of about 6, Jesse.
Luis Suarez back on serve, dug out by Chow, followed up barely by 14, and Lord, give him credit, he tried, but he had absolutely no angle there.
Nothing Lord could do about that. That's an impossible angle, Jesse. You have to curve it around the referee. There's only so much you can do.
Maybe if it was a boomerang and not a volleyball, but no dice there. 14 sets it up for Lord. Roll shot drops in. Good placement by Quentin Lord. But Natick still trailing by 10 as Lord picks up his third kill of this first set.
And Jesse there, Quentin Lord able to take advantage of Benzo playing back, not covering the center of the court.
Now Lord on serve off the net court, and he gets an ace.
Looked like Epworth was confused on that one. Will Kiger talking to him.
Those net court shots, they will confuse you. Lord serve, dug out by Chang, set by Suarez. Oh, is that the illegal? Oh, it's an illegal underhit. Either way, infraction on Suarez there.
Looked
22
like Matt
to 14.
Rosales also tapped that one up from underneath.
This serve received by Cheng, set by Suarez, punched by Kiger, and again, just long.
And when Natick has been getting points against the Warriors, it's been either Brookline is a little too far to the side on those cross courts or just a bit too hard.
This one set by Suarez for Kiger, muscles it through the blockers for a kill.
And Will Kiger taking on 2 defenders, blockers there. And Brookline trying to reclaim what they had lost in that series, and now a timeout.
Brookline 2 points away from taking this first set. Remember, it's first 25, win by 2. And then we'll have a second set at least after this one. If one team wins each of the first 2 sets, then that is it. That's all she wrote in this best-of-3 match. But if each team takes one set, then we go to a do-or-die third set. But so far, Brookline pretty firmly in control. You know, like you said, Sam, a lot of the points for Natick coming off of Brookline errors, while Brookline has been getting a lot more offensive points. Only 3 different players for Natick even have as much as 1 kill. Henry Engelman with 1 kill, number 10 with 2 kills and 1 block. Quentin Lord leading the way with 3 kills and 1 ace. And for Brookline, definitely a much stronger spread from their JV offensive numbers. As we come out of the timeout, Rosales on serve, received by 10. Set by 14, punched through by Engelman, but dug out by Suarez, set up by Kiger, and bumped over by Chang. Taken by 14, set by 3, 10, the spike deflected and received by Chang. Chased down by Suarez and pushed over by Epworth. Received by Chow, set by 14, Engelman spike blocked back by White. Diving dig by 3 to keep it alive. Chow sets, punched over by 10, received by Zoe, set by Suarez. Kiger, the spike blocked back by number 11, Henry Engelman.
And Engelman, he's been all over the place, Jesse. One of the big X factors for Natick in this game, able to come over to block Kiger's shot without knocking it out of bounds. Him and Lord have been the big players so far for the Rockets.
This one punched over by Epworth, dug out by Engelman, set by 10 a little awkwardly, but 10 punches it over, taken by Epworth, bumped up by Suarez, spike Kiger, dug out by 14, followed up by Engelman, bumped over by 3, received by Zoe, set by Suarez. Zoe a little off the mark there, but goes for the top spin, and Natick just barely keeps it alive and pushes it over. Taken by Rosales, set by Suarez. Kiger flies, muscles it through, but it's taken by 3, set by 14. 3 the spike, sails it wide.
Through there, he's made a decent impact, but his size, Brookline has been able to really overpower him when they are able to get blockers over to 3. He hasn't had as much success as somebody like Engelman or Lord, who've been able to consistently get it over or at least create plays in difficult situations.
Set point here for Brookline as they set it up for 10, who sends it off the chest of Zoe, but a diving dig by Suarez, and Zoe gets it through, and Brookline wins the set. What a fantastic effort by Luis Suarez, chasing that down. A diving assist there for him as Ben Zoe, after getting nailed in the chest with that initial spike, gets his 4th kill, and Brookline takes the first set 25-16.
And Jesse, really, that's been the expected status quo for the Warriors on all levels, that they put up performances like that. A solid start to the game. After they went up by 6 relatively early in the set, Natick got off to a 3-0 lead, but ever since then, Brookline really took the up-tempo.
All right, well, that's going to do it for set number 1. Brookline up 1-0. During this break between sets, Sam and I are going to switch roles for the second set. Sam's going to take over on play-by-play and narrate the action, while I'll handle the color commentary during the breaks between points. But first, before we switch things over and have Sam take over, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, all the other great local grants that this foundation has going, and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. All that information in the description section down below. And from here, I'm going to toss it over to Sam. He's going to take over on play-by-play. Sam, the floor is yours.
All right, again, thank you so much for having me on for play-by-play here. Brookline just won the first set, 25-16 for everybody new watching. The Warriors beat Walpole in their last game 3-0 in a dominant affair. A closer game here for this JV team. And a great performance for the varsity team as they dominated that one with a lot of JV players coming up to play in that one.
Yep. And Sam, this Brookline JV squad also handled business well back in April against this same Natick JV squad. And they're looking to be on pace to have another strong performance here, but they still have one more set that they've got to win if they want to take this match.
But it looks like it's been a solid start for the Warriors. Again, Natick got out to a 3-0 lead, but it was because Brookline was making small mistakes. They were still playing well and had the upper hand. It was just the bounces weren't necessarily going their way. Here, Luis Suarez on to serve to start the second set. Suarez, the starting setter in this game, Wong, the backup. Suarez, cross court in the center. Takes the deflection, 10 gets it back in, and it pops up. And against the ceiling, the first point going to the Warriors.
The ceiling is so tough, Sam. It's like it creates such a variety of bounces between different gyms, so hard to track.
Suarez, cross-court serve left, tapped up over Suarez, up to Will Kiger, and he throws it down. 2-0 Brookline.
I love watching Will Kiger fly. He's got such great aerodynamics when he jumps. He's got so much promise for this Brookline squad.
And he has the agility that's going to be needed for Brookline when guys like Vivars and Spagula graduate. Suarez hits it right. Tapped up. 3 blocked by Kiger and Epworth converging. And now 3-0, and Brookline looking great to start the second set.
I think it was Epworth who got that one. I'm going to check the replay. Yeah, I believe that was Ivan Epworth on the block. That's his second today.
Suarez over 14, taps it over, dumping it on 2, and Natick gets their first point of the set.
Those on 2 dump-offs, they'll sneak right by you if the setter catches the defense sleeping, and that's exactly what 14 did there.
Served by 10. Up now.
Henry Purdue with a nice spike there.
Purdue getting his first kill of the game.
Indeed.
Purdue flying from the back row as well. Able to come over and get some offensive variety. And now Purdue on to serve.
This is one of the nice things about the JV team. They get a lot of different guys involved between different sets.
Purdue serves it center. Tapped up. 14 across court and slammed down. Quentin Lord smashing it across the court. Now 4-2 Natick with their second point of the set.
4-2 Brookline, actually.
4-2 Brookline, excuse me.
That's all right. Yeah, I know. It's like the sides of the scoreboard makes it confusing.
Over from Engelman. Now Kiger hits it over on a straight shot, and Engelman tried to set that on the reserve, unable to get to it. And Brookline leads 5-2.
Yeah, that one just mishandled a bit by Engelman, but still a kill nonetheless for Will Kiger, his
Jed
fourth.
O'Donnell serving it. Tapped up, 14 behind. Hit back by 3, and he's unable to get it beyond the net.
Another one of those impossible angles, Sam. Not a thing that number 3 could do to get that one over while still getting it around the pole.
And Natick's had the problem where they've put themselves in those difficult angles. O'Donnell serves it over. 14 hits it up. Quentin Lord tried to smash it, but he got blocked by a sea of warriors.
Yeah, that was combined efforts of White and Kiger. I'm going to give the block to Henry White statistically, but it's a real team effort there.
O'Donnell over, tapped up by 10. Suarez now. Hit over for Brookline. O'Donnell up to Suarez. Now to Kiger. Will Kiger cross court. Up by 14. Hit over by Quentin Lord, and another deflection. Natick with the point.
Yeah, just couldn't quite follow up that initial deflection. Purdue stuck his arm up, just hoping to get a clean hit. Just deflected off the side of his hand. No chance there.
Now serving it is 3. Purdue sets it up. Suarez now to Kiger, and that duo has been so special this season for Brookline. 8-3.
Indeed. We got to see how well those two work together, even at the varsity level against Walpole last week. They've got such a smooth connection. Coach Justin told me how those two play club volleyball together, and you can see how strong the connection is as Kiger's really caught fire. Just 1 kill that first set. He's now got 5 on the day.
And Brookline's the team chemistry that they also have, that these players playing in JV when they're younger. Now Max Wong, the setter, getting an ace cross court.
Max Wong, I mean, the fact that they've got both him and Suarez available and keep the offense humming the way they do just really speaks to the depth of this program.
Wong serves it in the middle. Hit up 3. Over Lord, tapped it back, and now Brookline unable to get the point. 9-4 Warriors here in the second set.
6 kills for Quentin Lord. He's having himself a nice day. He's already got double the amount of kills he had against Brookline in April, but Natick still trailing significantly.
He's been able to carry the team on his back. Purdue up to Max Wong. Fake. And then tapped over. Now 7, Daniel Brasco.
No chance there. Another impossible angle. Natick's been having a lot of trouble getting their sequences together through their first 2 hits, and it hasn't put their hitters in a good position to succeed.
And it looked like Brasco hit it backwards there.
Well, backwards the only way he could go.
Castro with the serve. Now Brasco over on 3. Just a little tap to get the point for Natick.
Yeah, just a little tap, but the precision and the touch on that was everything. Perfectly placed by Daniel Brasco. He had 5 kills against Brookline last time. Watch out for him.
Serve from Noah Chin.
Foot fault. I think they just called a foot fault on Noah Chin there. He stepped over the back line before he hit that serve. Oh, that's tough for Natick.
I mean, you don't see that one every day, Jesse.
No.
Now serving Henry White for the Warriors. High arcing serve, and it's too far. And that's been one of the problems in this game for Brookline. Hits that have just gone had a bit too much on them.
Yeah, but a lot of those have come on spikes. Their serves have actually been pretty consistent throughout this game, which is a huge factor in how well they're doing.
14 serving it. Purdue tried to get it up, intended for Epworth, and he was unable to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, just a little late to realize how shallow that was coming in and that it was going to go too far for Epworth on the front line to take it.
14 serves into Castro, tapped up, and hit down now by 10.
Wow.
Across court, and that one just barely got in. That's an incredible
He got
shot.
a very lucky bounce there as that was rolling off the net cord. Looked like it was going to roll out, but drops right in the sideline there. But you know what? A kill's a kill.
14 serving it over. Castro gets it up to Max Wong. Over to Stein. Now Lord tapped it back in. Max Wong up to Epworth, and he gets the kill hitting to his left.
Great hang time there by Ivan Epworth. He went up over the set to get the perfect downward angle you want on that one. Great kill for Ivan Epworth. His second. Max Wong now with 6 assists.
Now Luis Suarez in the game to serve. Suarez, high arcing serve. 14 gets it up to Engelman. Up to Kiger now. Well, Kiger hits it off of number 15, Quentin Lord, who's had a great game of his own for Natick. He has been the X factor for them, but nothing he could do about it that time.
Just so much spin on those hard hits from Kiger that even you get the deflection and you get your hand on it a second time, it's just spinning out of control on you.
Suarez to serve. Deep, Chin hits it up, 14. Cross court to 3, tapped down by Epworth. 14. Now over to 10, and he hits it too far.
But he got the deflection.
The deflection, that's been key.
Went off the fingertips of Henry Purdue, and that's the thing that can be so tough when you're a blocker is sometimes it just backfires, but you have to keep staying aggressive at the net. Otherwise, the other team will just run right over you.
Suarez, cross court to Kiger. There's that tandem, and Kiger smashes it. 14-9 Brookline.
Boy, he can just make it work from so many angles. You touched on it in the first set, Sam, his ability to attack from left, from right. Look at the body control on that. It was a little left of where he probably ideally wanted it, and yet he was able to contort his body perfectly to get that diagonal angle he wanted on that shot.
Purdue hit up by Lord. 14, back to Lord, tapped down by Epworth, and what a game he has had at middle. 15-9 Warriors.
Yeah, that was either Epworth or Kiger. I'm going to check the replay on that one.
Looked like Epworth there based on the angle.
Yeah, no, it's so tough to tell. I think that was actually Kiger who got that block. So first block of the day for Will Kiger.
And they've been a great duo, shifting to all sides for Brookline. Purdue serving up by Chin to 14. Now to Lord. Suarez now. Over to Castro. Back to 3. 3 over to Lord. Hit back by Jed O'Donnell, but at a tough angle, and he was unable to get it up. 15-10 Warriors lead.
So tough. Jed O'Donnell got a great dig on Lord's first spike in that rally, but just couldn't quite got too much of a sideways angle on that second return.
Engelman hit back by Purdue. Now Lord up. 14. Back to Lord. Quentin Lord had a tap on it. Purdue. Suarez now cutting in as Castro tipped up by Epworth, but he's just barely out of play.
I don't think that first hit actually went over. I don't think it was actually blocked. I think that, although I didn't see forehands go up either way, point for Natick, whatever it was.
Serve in from Engelman. Taps around. O'Donnell gets it over 14-3. Purdue. Now Suarez to Kiger with a tap on it from Lord. And now Stracuzzi gets it over. Suarez crosses it to Castro, and Castro hit it at the net.
Yeah, just kind of mistimed his jump on that one. Didn't really have enough lift to get a good hit on that one.
Coming from Engelman, Suarez to Castro. Castro tapped it over. Now 14-3. Suarez, Kiger makes a play on it. 14. Down to Stracuzzi, and he slams it. Suarez tried to dive for it, and now Natick within 2 of tying this game up.
Natick is really finding their form here. I think this is, 4 unanswered points for them?
Serving from Engelman. Kiger, tough touch on it. Epworth hits it over. Cross court from 14. Lord tried to tap it in. Now 10 and 14 hit it. Suarez to Kiger, and he gets blocked. Will Kiger on the bump. 3 to Lord. Lord up by Suarez. Now O'Donnell, and now Lord across court. O'Donnell hit it, but it's up at the ceiling, and Purdue can't get to it.
Boy, that was a great rally. So many great defensive plays, but in the end, all that's remembered is that last ball off the ceiling. As that was Lord who got that kill, right? If so, that's his 8th.
Henry Lord, he's played great. And Natick, the difference in this says they've had less unforced errors. Epworth smashes it down, tipped up by 14. Over from Engelman. Kiger up to Suarez. Quick set to Epworth. And it's a Brookline point.
They touch the net.
A net violation going against Natick.
Boy, that Brookline was starting to really string some attack together, and then they get the point off the violation, so Natick no chance to make it work in that moment. But here we go.
O'Donnell deep set, 14 up to 3. Purdue got a hand on it, but couldn't turn around. It looked like he got one arm instead of 2. And was unable to get a favorable angle.
Yeah, Purdue has just kind of been on defense, moving a little bit wildly in terms of just sticking one arm out. He's got to get his feet in a better spot so that he's able to put 2 hands on it.
Serving from 3, Purdue hit it backwards just a bit late.
Boy, I might have jinxed him a little on that one, because that time he did get 2 hands on it, but it went right off his fingertips as number 3 gets the service ace. His first of the day.
And this is the first tied game of the set, Jesse, between Natick and Brookline, the Warriors, ever since Natick lost their 3-0 lead to start the first set and the game. It's been all Brookline. And now in the last couple points, Natick has been able to string some attacks together. The big difference in this set has been the unforced errors. Natick has been playing clean volleyball, and that's allowed them to really show that they have a lot of talent as well as Brookline.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. This is JV. Guys are going to be a little more inconsistent with the fundamentals, and you really hit the nail on the head there, Sam. A lot less unforced errors for Natick. And also, with those fewer unforced errors, they're executing on a lot more hitting sequences, because you see, everything flows into everything else in volleyball. You know, that first hit is just as important as that last hit, but it's not going to get as much credit in the stat sheet because you're not getting a kill for a good service receive, but it's still so crucial.
Serve in from 3. Suarez hits it up to Kiger. Castro, not Kiger. Now Kiger. Hits it over. 10 taps it up. Now Lorden, he gets blocked, but out of bounds. And Natick takes their first lead since the first set, and the beginning of that set for that matter.
Quentin Lord, he's really finding his rhythm. 9 kills so far today. Again, he only had 3 against Brookline the last time these 2 squads faced off.
3 serving in, Castro to Suarez. Now Kiger gets a good angle on that one.
That's a message sender right there. That is exactly the kind of hard shot point where it's not like you got a lucky bounce. You earned that point with pure firepower. 8 kills now for Kiger, 14 assists for Suarez.
And it looked like number 10 was backpedaling there against the shot, and he fell over. A strong shot from Kiger, and now the game tied up again. Max Wong to serve now in the game for the Warriors. Wong, cross-court serve, up to 3, the setter. And Stracuzzi tried to get a hand on it, unable to. And it's a Brookline point, 18-17 now.
Natick was trying to appeal for Brookline reaching over the net, but they did not win that appeal. And I think Brookline reaching up for a potential block kind of confused the Natick players there.
Up from Lord, 3. Cross court to Brasco, he gets it across. And Wong sliding to the ground, unable to get to it. And it's tied up.
Another one where the block kind of backfires. Not a powerful shot, but the redirect off the block attempt just kind of threw him.
Service in from Lord. Up to Wong, and now
White missed it.
Henry White turning it around, but unable to get it in Natick's end. Now serving is Lord. Bump from Purdue. Now Castro, and he taps it in. Not the hardest shot you'll see, Jesse, but he's able to make it work in the right spot.
You know, you don't always need a fastball to get what you need. Sometimes just a well-placed curve will get it done, and beautifully placed from Jack Castro there.
Castro serving for Brookline. 19-19 Castro. Long looping, tipped up by Chin. Now 10 taps it over. O'Donnell. Now Wong to Purdue, and Henry Purdue just getting it over before the block. Brookline leads 2019.
Blocker did get his hands on it, but just didn't get enough of it as it just kind of died on his hands there, but nice kill for Purdue.
Castro tapped up by the libero Chin. 10 hits it over with his left. O'Donnell. Now Purdue unable to hit it over as he gets the net.
And that's part of why you hope your second hit comes from your setter, because it's just more a higher percentage likelihood that you're going to get the right timing that your hitter is looking for. At that time, they were just a little off rhythm.
Serve in from Chin. Up by O'Donnell. Max Wong cross court to Purdue. And that one tripped up on Natick. 10 unable to get to the ball off the spinning shot and redirect.
Yeah, and you can see night and day the difference when you got the pass in the right spot. Nice shot from Purdue. Great assist by Wong.
Henry White, and 10 unable to get a good return. Brookline leads by 2 now.
Huge ace from Henry White, his first of the day. And that's the first multi-point lead we've had in a while. Brookline responding well to Natick's comeback, staying with it, you know, keeping it close, and now they're starting to find a bit of their own rhythm. And boy, this is a tight one here, Sam. 22-20, just a 2-point difference. Brookline 3 points away from winning the match, but Natick just 5 points away from forcing us to a third set.
Well, Brookline, their matchup against Natick earlier in the season, Brookline still won that one in dominant fashion, but each set wasn't dominant.
No.
Despite Brookline getting a 2-0
That's right,
for the
Sam.
JV team.
That's right, Sam. It was the first set in that JV match back in April was 25-18. Brookline won the first set this time, a little bit wider margin, 25-16. But the second set last time was 25-21. Here we got a tight one again.
Henry White serving. White, long ball, Lord taps it up. Now Brasco, Wong. Brookline able to get it over. 3, cross court to 10. Castro, Max Wong, now to Purdue. Hit up and tapped around, and it's off.
Hit the net.
Hit the net there.
The player hit the net. That's the thing. I was surprised that the setter didn't get called. He was very close to touching the net, but Brasco absolutely touched the net on that one. I'm not sure if they're trying to argue that maybe the ball dropped down before he touched it, but that's an appeal they're not going to win.
Henry White serving again. This time hits it right. 3 up. 10. Castro, now Max Wong. Now Stein, and his shot gets blocked.
Yeah, good idea from Merrick Steen going for the tap that time, but well read on that right side. I think it was Quentin Lord who got that block, but big point for Natick.
His hit getting blocked there. Castro up to Max Wong, long cross court set. Purdue couldn't time it up.
Yeah, just messed up the timing there. You could see the frustration on his face after that one. He knows he had a chance to launch a shot there and just mistimed it.
Serving now 14 over the net. 14 now to Henry Engelman. Took a deflection off of Henry Purdue, and the game's tied once again.
We're in a deuce situation now, Sam. It is win by 2 no matter what, and Brookline is going to start bringing in some of the players that they used in that first set to try and finish the job. We see Rosales and Epworth back in.
Serve from 14. Matthew Rosales, it goes off his hands, and Natick gets the point.
Boy, that's a big mistake from Matt Rosales, one you don't expect from him, and tough for Brookline now. Natick's got set point.
An uncharacteristic play from the Brookline co-captain. Serve from 14, up by Castro. Rosales, cross court, Stein. Over Engelman. 14, back to Engelman, tapped up by Epworth. Wong, cross court now. Rosales hits it over. Max Wong to Stein, and he gets it through, and the game is tied again.
Clutch play from Merrick Steen.
Excuse me.
As he ties us up at 24. Great control on that hit.
24-24, Jesse. This is about as close as it gets.
Yeah, no, literally
as close as it gets.
It does not get. It literally cannot get any closer than this. Gotta love it.
Suarez now serving. Hit up by Chin. 14. Over to Engelman, and he hit it too far. Brookline gets the point. It's 25-24.
Strong good, quick hands on the back to pull his hands away from that one and let it fly out.
Suarez for the game, serves it. Chin taps it up. 14. Over to 10. Castro, now Suarez. Now Will Kiger hits it over, up by Lord. 14 cross court to 3. O'Donnell. Luis Suarez, Matt Rosales, cross court. Brookline wins the game in 2.
And they win the match with that one. Huge hit from Matt Rosales. We talked about how they were bringing some of their main starters back in late to deliver, and this is the exact kind of delivery they expect there. Great sideways angle from Matt Rosales. You could see it curve just right of the blockers on that one. Beautiful shot, as his third kill of the day was a huge one.
And that shot from Matt Rosales had a ton of spin on it as well to come off of the defender's hands. Perfect shot from him, and Brookline getting a close win again here for their JV team.
And that is going to do it for this JV match, folks. Sam, thank you so much for taking over on play-by-play for that one. That was a lot of fun. You got a thriller for your first one.
That was a great game for a first play-by-play game for any type of volleyball. That's about as perfect of a set of a match as you can get. Thank you so much for again for letting me come on, Jesse. It was a great game for the Brookline Warriors. Will Kiger getting a lot of kills. Both setters, Suarez and Wong, for the freshmen, playing well, and really all around the Warriors had a strong showing.
Indeed, and we're going to have the varsity match soon. Make sure you find the link for the varsity matches. It's a different link from this one. But before we wrap this one up, we're going to go through the individual stats we had for this one as Brookline wins the match 2-0. Set scores 25-16, 26-24. For Natick, Quentin Lord leading the way with 9 kills, 1 ace, and 1 block. Number 10 had 4 kills and 1 block. Henry Engelman, 2 kills, 1 block. Number 14, 1 kill, 2 aces. Daniel Brasco, 2 kills. Number 3 with 1 kill and 1 ace. And Jason Stracuzzi with 1 kill. For Brookline, like you said, Sam, Will Kiger with a nice day. 8 kills, 1 block. Ben Zoe had a strong first set. He had 4 kills. The setters both producing. Luis Suarez with 15 assists. Max Wong, 10 assists, 1 ace. Merrick Steen, strong down the stretch, 3 kills. Henry Perdue, 3 kills of his own. Ivan Epworth was everywhere, 2 kills, 1 ace, 2 blocks. Henry White also producing 1 kill, 1 ace, 1 block. Jack Castro and Ryan Cheng with 1 kill each. And Matt Rosales got 3 kills, including the match winner there at the end. So that's going to do it for this one. Alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, folks, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to go down to the description section of this video where you can find information about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me down in the description section that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments that you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 2 sets, Natick none. Set scores 25-16, 26-24. Alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Tappan Street Gym, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to head over to the stream link for the varsity match coming up next.